Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna tell you my birth story because I don't know if some of you guys know, I don't know. Baby boy was born on the 3rd of November. So yeah, how exciting. By the way, if you've come here looking for a positive birth story, please don't watch this. Like it's not awful. Like obviously I've heard people have a lot worse, but if you need something that's very calming and like preparing you for birth and a really nice birth, please don't watch this video. Got such bad bags, it's actually not even funny. We are in the newborn trenches. So I guess I should talk about the lead up to the birth. Basically, we were staying at my boyfriend's parents' house because they have a hospital that's literally a 10-minute walk away, and I just thought it's better for us to go there because the hospital's right there. Do you know what I mean? So I went there because I thought I was having contractions. This was a few days beforehand, so I was having a bit of reduced movement. So we go in and they basically say none of my like midwife appointments or like any of my notes are on the system, which is stupid because, you know, I've been going to a different hospital for so long and they should be writing in all of my notes just in case, you know, I had to get rushed to a different hospital. So that was already one problem there. We were at that hospital for like 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. And they basically said that because I'm having reduced movements, and it was my second time of having reduced movements in the pregnancy, they said that I should look to get induced because I was already practically full term. I think I was like 2 or 3 days away from being 40 weeks. And so they were like, yeah, we should look to get you induced. However, because you're not registered with this hospital, we can't do it here. So I was like, okay, right, what should we do then? They were like, okay, you need to go to your normal hospital and give them these notes and say that we recommend that you be induced and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, cool. So the next day I go to my normal hospital and I'm like, I went to the other hospital yesterday for reduced movements. They said I should look to be induced, blah blah blah. They were like, do you have an induction scheduled? And I was like, no. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to put you on the list, but it could take like 5 to 6 days. And I was like, okay, but like, I don't understand when I was literally told by the other hospital that this should be done quite quickly. And the whole reason I didn't do it at the other hospital was because they were saying that they didn't have, I needed to register with them, which could take 5 to 7 days. So I was just thinking, well, what was the point of me coming to this hospital to say, oh, can you try and induce me, just for them to be like, it could take 5 to 7 days. So I was like, okay. They put me on the monitor and, you know, the CTG scan, just to check that baby boy was okay. And so I was like, he was okay, it's not an issue. I just can't feel him. Okay, so we've put you on the list, but you need to keep coming back to the hospital every day until you've got until there's a bed ready for you. And I was like, okay, okay, kind of annoying, but whatever. I went by myself because I just knew they were not gonna give me a bed in time. It took me like 3 consecutive hospital trips, no, 3 or 4 consecutive hospital trips for them to finally be like, okay, we've got a bed ready for you. And so I was like, okay. So then they put me in the room at about 1 o'clock. I was there by myself because my boyfriend was at work. Doctor came in, she checked on me, she was like, this is the procedure, like da 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 da. And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. A midwife came in and she tried to do my bloods, but everyone struggles to do my bloods, so that was a whole issue in itself. But she put me on the monitor. I was on the monitor for like an hour and a half. I needed the toilet so bad. She was lovely though, like I can't fault her, she was so nice. But yeah, I was on the monitor for an hour and a half, and then she managed to take my bloods afterwards. Then at about 6 or 7 o'clock, the same midwife came in and was like, okay, we're gonna induce you now. That hurt, because she checked how many centimeters dilated I was. I was only 1 centimeter. Then she put the little string thing in, and she also gave me a membrane sweep all at the same time. So you can imagine the pain of that. It was not pleasant. But after that happened, they brought in food for me. No, I ate before it happened, but I ate the hospital food because they brought it in. Mistake. Because, so I ate, she then did the induction, membrane sweep, blah, 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 blah. When my boyfriend came, I was like, I'm in so much pain already, what the hell? That hospital food made me need the toilet. Bad, if you get my drift. And I was in agony. And so, obviously with an induction, it's an induction of labour. So like, I'm contracting while also on the toilet with the runs. And so I'm like pushing out the runs, but also I'm like having mad contractions. So it's like I'm trying to push him out earlier, which I'm not. Bear in mind, I've had no medication at this point. It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. A different midwife came in because obviously they swap shifts. It's like 7/7, so I had a different midwife at this point. She came and she was like, she didn't even come in actually. I had to get my boyfriend to go and ask them to be like, please, I need painkillers like now. She came in, she gave me 2 paracetamol and was like, if it doesn't get better within the hour, come and tell me. And I was like, okay. An hour goes by, I'm screaming in pain. I don't even care. That was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. To be fair, I didn't cry, but I was screaming so loud, and it's like, it's the only way I could manage the pain, literally. The only way I could manage the pain was to scream it out. Because I was sat on the toilet, I said to my boyfriend, I have the urge to push. Can you go get a midwife? He goes, runs and grabs the midwife. She comes in. She's like, okay, we just need to check you to see if you're ready to push or not. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. He checks me. I'm only 3 centimeters dilated, but I'm bleeding a lot, like heavy bleeding. And so they were like, do you want to try gas and air? And I was like, okay, sure, yeah. That did absolutely nothing for me, nothing. But I'm literally like in agony as well, so I'm just there like screaming. I'm like holding onto the bed so tight because I'm like, what the hell? This is a new pain I've never felt. Like nothing I've ever experienced has ever even come close to the pain I felt. And the midwives were like, you need to breathe through the contraction, like no. And the thing is, with inductions, right, usually when you have it like just like a normal, just go into birth normally, right, your contractions are like, you get a break in between your contractions. When you get induced, I had no break in between the contractions. It was literally like 10 seconds I had to breathe, and then the contractions lasted for minutes. And so the midwives were literally like basically trying to tell me to shut up, like stop shouting, but like I'm not being funny. I can't. Shouting is the only way I could have gotten through those pains. So they moved me onto the labour ward. I missed this spot. They moved me onto the labour ward because I was literally in agony. I couldn't walk, like it was that bad. And then one of the anesthesiasts, however you call them, was like, do you want the epidural? And I was like, yeah, please, yeah. I can't handle it. So they checked me that I was 6 centimeters. So I went from 3 centimeters to 6 centimeters within like 20 minutes. Literally within 20 minutes. And the doctor that came and checked on me when I first got put into the induction room, she did my whole labour. She did my whole delivery. So then she goes to get the epidural, and I'm still screaming, I'm in pain. I still have other midwives being like, use the gas and air, breathe for your contractions, stop screaming. Like, no, I'm so sorry, like, this is the pain. I can't even, oh my god, it's put me off. I'm so sorry, it's put me off ever having children, like any more children. It's put me off. They were trying to tell me like, you need to push when you have a contraction. Babes, the contractions are non-stop. Like, I'm pushing, I need him out, I'm so sorry, they're non-stop. And so they came, she had the epidural like there ready. Then the doctor was like, no, I'm gonna check her again. When was the last time you checked her? 10 minutes ago. Because obviously they have to explain all the risks and stuff of the epidural. And so she was like, when's the last time she got checked? And the midwife was like, 10 minutes ago. She's like, I'm just gonna check her again because this looks like pain, like push ready pain. And so she checked me, and within 10 minutes of her telling me the risks of the epidural, I was 9 centimeters. I was ready to push. And so I was there pushing, and he wasn't coming out. And by the way, he was back to back. So I don't know whether as well, like, that added to the pain, because I heard that when your baby's back to back, it's even more pain. So that's great. And so he was struggling to come out, even though I was pushing. And I'm telling you, as much as the midwives want to say, you need to push, you need to stop shouting, I was pushing like he was coming out. I literally said to them as well, like, you know, they tried to get my boyfriend to get me to shut up as well. And he was just like, no, I'm sorry, no. It's just sad, because I'm not being funny, like, this is pain. I couldn't even get the epidural. I literally couldn't even get the epidural. And you left me alone in that room for hours on end, fed me hospital food that made me go to the toilet. Like, I think, honestly, the hospital food is what sent me over the edge. Like, it's really bad. It tasted good, don't get me wrong, like, it was nice, but my body did not agree with it. I had to get cut, what's it called? Episiotomy or something like that, I don't know. But basically where they cut down there to make it wider so baby can come out. I had to have that. Don't know what's wrong with me. 1 second. I was bleeding so much. I had to have like 25 stitches. To be fair, I think I was pushing for 20 minutes, so at least it was quick. But that was awful. Honestly, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through that again. As much as I want a little girl, I can't do it. I can't. And the thing is as well, like, I bled so much. I had to be put on the drip. When he came out, I like obviously put him on my skin. I held him for 30 seconds. The next 30 minutes, I was being stitched up. So that was great. And then obviously, like, everyone, I had so many people in my room as well, like, it wasn't even funny. And then, you know, when they give you that injection to help you push out the placenta, she just stabbed it in my leg as well. Like, I think I've not just gone through enough pain. And then that was over. My boyfriend went to go get us some food. He came back with the food. I literally had a drink, because like baby boy was like breastfeeding as well. Like, he took to the boob very well. He latched, so that was good. But I literally probably ate one chicken nugget and then had some of my drink, and then I had like four midwives come in like all separate times, be like, we need the room, we need the room. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, let's just go then. They're like, oh no, well, we don't want to rush you. Like, no, you are rushing me though, so just help me, just let me leave and go to the postnatal ward. And so I thought they were going to make me walk because they're telling me like, hurry up basically. And so my boyfriend went to go get a midwife and be like, let's go to the postnatal ward. And then she came in. She was lovely as well, that lady. She was like, did you think we were going to make you walk? Like, we're not cruel like that. And in my head I'm thinking some of these midwives would have made me walk actually. Okay. And so we got there, and then they kind of just left me to it. Although I'm happy that my boyfriend could stay overnight, because in a lot of other hospitals they can't stay overnight. Even put like pads on me or anything like that. Like, I didn't have a catheter or anything like that. I just bled all over the bed. And then when I finally was able to get up and go to the toilet, I went to one of the midwives and I was like, I'm so sorry, can I get like a change of like bed sheets, because I've just completely bled all over the bed. She did not give me a change of bed sheets. She just put we took off like the top layer, but because I bled so much, I bled all the way through the bottom. She didn't want to change the bottom. She just put other like pads, like mats on top, which did nothing basically. So I was just lying in my own blood for hours until I was able to go home. So yeah, I'm just happy I was able to go home the next day, because a lot of other women were not able to go home the next day. I never want to experience that again. I'm so sorry. I never want to experience that again. That was awful. So yeah, it's not the nicest video in the world, but that's my experience. So thanks guys for watching. I'm so sorry it's not a happier video, but baby boy is healthy, I'm healthy, and that's all that matters. So